Hi everybody, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. I am freshly showered, really excited here to play with a collection that I feel like majority of people, if you are within my age range, really kind of maybe stood out to you. And I am talking about the Lizzie McGuire collection from ColourPop. So, ColourPop came out with a collection for Lizzie McGuire. Now, Lizzie McGuire was not actually probably a program that I liked extremely. It definitely was one that I would watch, but I am not the biggest avid fan. But something about this, and of course, something about this color story. Beautiful! This speaks to me. This is just yummy, yummy, yummy. We got peachy, purpley, greens, really lovely color story. So that is 100% what sold me. So because I've spoken so much about the lovely Matchmaker pressed powder blush from the ColourPop collection of the Mulan collection that they did, I knew that I also wanted to try their blushes. The lighter pink of the two is called Delish. You are Magnifico. I suck at Spanish, so. And the darker is that one. They both do have a decent amount of sheen in them, so I'm interested to see how those will look on the cheeks. And it looks to be almost more glittery kind of sheen, so I'm not sure if I'm really into that. There are two sets of glosses. These are the So Juicy glosses, which I have not actually tried before, but these ones are kind of, I think they were saying, newer in the sense of that they actually put glitter inside of the glosses. The clear and the pink is Lizzie and Miranda, and then we have Ethan Craft and Gordo, Ethan Craft here. And they are both plumping gloss duos. Dear Diary are the girls, and Seriously Cool are the guys. I'm giving this one to my bestie because I do not need this much makeup. It is insanity how much makeup that I have. But, of course, I kind of want to just look over everything and see what it is. Along another kind of lip situation they did, which I feel like is so 90s, is a bubblegum pop lip scrub. The bubblegum is what I think of, very 90s. Ooh, it's in this interesting, what do they call this, mattified plastic. I just want to give it a whiff and really see. Whoa! This is straight up, this is 100% bubblegum. How odd is that? I mean, this is just like straight up, it is making me salivate though. Like, what was the, Big Chew? Is that the, or the, what's the one that had the, like, turquoise and pink wrapper that you would chew it for about 4 seconds and then the flavor would completely disappear? It's 100% what this smells like. Also, I was a big fan of Extra. I don't really do gum anymore because I don't really do artificial sweeteners anymore, so that's that, and I don't want to do sugar gum. But this lippy scrub probably has sugar in it, my guess. I'm not quite sure, but I definitely wanted to kind of just smell and see what that's like. I'm also down for a good sugar scrub because my lips have been going through some situations. Definitely want to just upkeep all of that really well. And then they also came out with two glitters. Now, I do not know their glitter that well. These are both called Glitterly Obsessed. They are both just called glitter gels. One is Get a Grip and the other is Sing to Me, Paulo. Ha 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 ha. That is amazing. What is so funny about this whole collection is that my best friends and I, we literally just watched not only the Lizzie McGuire movie, ooh, that is some glitter, but we also watched A Cinderella Story. We had kind of like a Hilary Duff movie night, and it's just so funny that it happened to be then maybe a week or two later this whole entire collection came out. Just, you know, happened to be. So Sing It To Me, Paulo is the more kind of clear, I guess, iridescent glitter, and I do not have experience with their glitters like this. This definitely looks more like a body glitter kind of situation. I would not feel probably super great about putting that on my eyes, but I'm not sure. The actual glitter portions are quite large. I think this is definitely supposed to be more for a body glitter situation or perhaps like in your hair. I don't know if it ever really says on here how you should use these, but I love glitter, I do, but I want to make sure glitter is safe for my eyes. Here I'm just swatching. Ooh, the pink is not my favorite because the glitter almost gets kind of muddy looking within this one. This is the Get a Grip, and I will swatch the eyeshadow palette along with the blushes as well, just because I think it would be interesting to see what the swatches are like. It does keep kind of a bit of a stickiness, and there will be some glitter residue if you try wiping that off. I'm excited to try these lips, the So Juicy gloss as well, because I'm not sure, it says plumping, so I'm intrigued by them saying it's plumping, if it's actually gonna plump. But the thing that really did carry it all for me is this eyeshadow palette. Now, what I noticed, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a video on this palette or not, but I recently also got Lemoncello. And Lemoncello is a really nice, if you're looking for an everyday palette for work or something, this is actually a really great palette that has cool and warm tones, and then also kind of some fun pops of color here. Now, what's interesting is ColourPop has now made it so that they have mirrors in their palettes, which I definitely appreciate. I appreciate a cheap price tag, but a palette without a mirror sometimes is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I want to reach for that if I'm traveling because it doesn't have a mirror. And this is a beautifully large mirror. So I do really enjoy that, but also just the packaging itself feels a bit more sturdy and kind of heavy duty here. Definitely the mirror accounts for some of that heaviness, but I think overall just the actual packaging has kind of improved. So similarly with Lizzie, it's a bit heavier than their others, and it's got this lovely little mirror on here, and yes, we all love a good moment. And super cute how they have the animated Lizzie on all of the packaging. I love just the little details. All this sort of stuff is really, really cute. Now, they do call this a pressed powder palette. They do not call it an eyeshadow palette. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades in here that do have that disclaimer, not safe for the eye area. Basically, it's because of probably the pigments and or this Pearlized glitter. It looks like a pressed glitter. They're always going to have those warnings on there. Usually it is because of the dyes. America is pretty behind compared to the EU, especially on what kind of dyes are good for your eyes or safe for your eyes. I am someone who doesn't really have a whole lot of sensitivity. Maybe I will get some staining from pinky, purpley shadows, but honestly, after a day, it really pretty much goes away. It's not that big of a deal for me, and is certainly not a deal breaker. So, on that note, I am so pumped and so excited to play with this eyeshadow palette. I truly have no idea what I want to do, but I want to do just all of the colors because all of the colors just look so pretty, and I just want to have beautiful washes of beautiful colors on my eyes. You know. Not shocking coming from your girl, Ashley. So as always, we're going to prime. Also, I knew this before, but just the palette itself is what dreams are made of. That's the name of the palette. Like, perfect. Perfect packaging, perfect labeling choice there. I am about it. Now we have all this super fun color, and I've really been enjoying going in with just kind of smaller eyeshadow brushes to really be able to get into places that I'm not sure if I really did the best when blending shadow prior to having kind of smaller tools. And I know that may seem kind of obvious, but if you have a smaller tool, you're a bit more precise about your application and where you want things to go. Now that doesn't mean I got rid of brushes. I love my brushes. But something that is a bit more fluffy and wide is obviously going to disperse color a bit more wherever and throughout and a bit wider. To really kind of concentrate some color, I'm going to go in on a smaller, still kind of fluffy, creasy brush, and we're going to kind of go in and I think play with some color here all within the lid space and just try to have some fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into this Don't Freak color, which is our bright matte green. And I'm going to pack some right on this inner portion. But I'm going to want to play with a good amount of color, so I'm not going to disperse it too far. I'm just going to kind of keep it really, I'm going to maybe segment my eyes into fifths or fourths here. Now I did let the green come up a little bit, but we're gonna fill in this whole space, I think with a So Mature color, which does have some sparkle in it, but I think when I tap off my brush, we'll get just a good wash of that pretty peachy color. Oh, I do see some sparkle though. Now what might be kind of tricky about these colors is that you don't want to blend maybe too much, but you do want to blend some just so that they don't get muddy. But I actually think these will look kind of nice together, kind of creating a bit of like an orangey effect between the two. So I'm just taking the green and slightly kind of grading over the edge. I'm going to take a little bit of this color, which is a pink, and maybe add that in between these to help the blend. I'm gonna go back into Don't Freak, and I wanna bring that green kind of up and around. Now I can go back into So Mature and repack on some of that bright peachiness. A lot of that back and forth, you know? You blend it, you add it back in, you blend it. That is a really pretty, bright, peachy tone, which I really like. So now, I think I want to go into Outfit Repeater, which also is a similar formula, it looks like, to So Mature, with a bit of that sparkle, but that will be our next color. We're going to kind of just lay on the lid, and ooh, did not look like it picked up as well as So Mature. It doesn't have as much fallout as So Mature. So now I'm going to go back into the lovely So Mature and really kind of blend these two together, because both of these should be able to blend pretty well. And now we are going to go into Digital Bean. I'm basically using the bottom row, the brightest of all, and really build out a nice kind of deep crease. I think I want to go for a little bit of height, so just a little turned up corner, and then blend in some of that pretty purple. Just all these shades together are so fun. So now I think I would need to go into a little of So Mature, really kind of tap it off and use that to help blend out the edge that I have on my purple. Not too much, because I do like this shape, but definitely need to kind of build it up and out a bit more. Now, because I really want those edges to feel very blended, I'm going to go into a brush that's a bit fluffier with no product and just kind of brush out these edges in a sense, and just go over them so that they're really nice and soft, so that when I go back over, we're going to go back into our Digital Bean purple color to kick up our outer corner again. We'll just have this really easily diffused outer area that will just look really nice and soft. And of course, if you want to make things sharp, either add tape, or with your concealer you can cut it up. By cut, I just mean make it super sharp. So I'm going back into the Digital Bean color, going back in, adding in more of that purple height and the point that I like. And I do see a ton of fallout from this So Mature color. Fallout really doesn't bother me, to be honest. It's all kind of part of the process. I think Digital Bean has a decent amount as well, but just so y'all know. Now I think I want to go into Outfit Repeater, kind of blend that in a bit more between the purple, just so that it's a really beautiful, easy blend. I'm kind of going my way back and building in all the other colors again, which is just usually what you have to do, especially if you're building on mattes. When you're blending, you kind of just have to go back over. And I'm gonna take this lovely So Mature peachy color and bring that up over my pinks and purples as well, just to help I'm almost kind of having it be a wash of color this way, of all of it kind of moving across. This gives me very fun, like, tie-dye vibes. I mean, I am wearing a little bit of tie-dye today, so you know. But I kind of got it here. I think I just got to go back in and kind of keep adding and subtracting. Well, not really subtracting, but, you know, blending in. I'm gonna go back into So Mature again and try building that up, and then we're gonna go back into Don't Freak and really get that green popping as well. So you just don't want any of those colors to be lost, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You work this hard, get all that pretty blend. I want all those colors to look real nice. All right, now we're gonna go into Don't Freak, really get her poppin'. Now I'm gonna take a little of Don't Freak and let it kind of cross over our lovely So Mature, kind of giving us a bit of the oranginess coming through as the two are blended, which I really like. Now I'm gonna go back into Digital Bean, the deep purple, kind of build up my crease again. Once I do foundation and everything, I'll kind of clean this up a little bit so it doesn't look as messy. I love it. I'm just like, sometimes, you know, you just want to put all the shimmers on your face, but sometimes a real pretty, just like blended out matte can really make you happy. I just gotta say. All right, so I have all these lovely mattes on my eyes, and I really do like, and I think that's really what I've loved so much when looking at this palette was the color story. I did get a lot of pickup from So Mature and Digital Bean, but you know, it's cool. I am just always so in love with looks that are just so full of color but maybe not sparkle, and that is something especially coming from me because I just love sparkle so much that it's sometimes hard to just be like, matte is cool, matte is fine, mattes can be your friend. All right, so let me put on the majority of the rest of my face, and I'll bring you back in for some lower lash line action, some blush, and of course a little bit of lippy. All right, so I have some stuff on my face, definitely not fully done, but I want to look into these blushes and see which one will suit us better. So we have our lighty pink and our deeper pink, and I don't know, neither of these are actually screaming at me what might look better, but I guess maybe a bit of the deeper pink, just because the glosses that I have I don't think are going to show up as much, so it ain't going to be that much more color in my face, because usually they say give yourself two, bright here, neutral here, bright here, neutral here, or neutral here, bright here. Usually you want to do, out of the three main things, cheeks, eyes, lips, just do two of them as bright. Other than that, it can look a bit too much. So I'm going to tap off, because there is, I don't know if you'll see it, but there is like almost glitter in this blush, and that is not really what my favorite look is. So we're going to give our cheeks a nice kiss of this color, but hopefully not too much of that sparkle. Not saying I don't like sparkle, but I don't really like sparkle in my brush, so I guess I am saying it. In my blush. And it's definitely pigmented. Kind of letting it graze over my nose a little. Yeah, we got a little bit of clown action. I don't love the glitter shine on it. That is not my favorite. See, now where is Matchmaker? Here she is. Now, the difference is that I see a very, very faint shimmer. This I can see like clear glitter chunks. Very few within the Matchmaker blush, which I think is what is so nice about it. And I mean, it's just amazing to think this is a blush, but yes, it is a beautiful blush. This just really has too much of that glitter business happening, but it's fine, you know, we carry on. Now, I also did get in a recent order from ColourPop. This is their Seismic Super Shock Cheek Pearlized Highlight. And it is kind of their bouncy formula of their Super Shock. It is definitely bright and vibrant, so I'm going to tap that on the tops of my cheek and blend it in, and you definitely will get a good hello, hello, hello from that highlight. A bit down the nose, and Cupid's bow, of course. Now, for our lower lash line, because we got so much going on, I want to continue and keep it going strong. I know, so extra, as per usual. So, do I go into a nice, like, light pinky kind of color? That might be kind of nice. Or do we go into some lovely purple action? Or do we go into some lovely green action? I think green might be actually pretty fun. So let's go into green, into the inner rim. And then I think I'm actually going to just, or should I try doing a little bit of each? Oh, are we gonna try blending these liners? I think so, I think so. So I think we'll just do thirds with that action then. So kind of go into the front portion, add a third of this green, and I'm kind of letting it come down onto the lash line a bit. I don't mind that too much, just so that I can go in right away with a bit of a smaller little brush here and go in, ooh, cat hair. Go in with our lovely Don't Freak color and kind of press in that liner so that it really will help pop some of the shadow that we mirror what we did on top on the bottom. Then we're gonna go into, this is a pastel liner. These are all of the lovely LA Girl ones. This is Baby Pink. We're gonna kind of put that in the center. We might have to go over that with purple a little to deepen it up. And I'm gonna go in with the deeper purple because our purple is pretty deep. Kind of get the purple going and let it fade in. Okay, and then we can kind of go in with our shadows and press over those areas. I think I'm going to use the color So Mature. I'm not sure how much of Outfit Repeater I'm gonna put onto the bottom, just because you don't have as much space. Now into Outfit Repeater, which was the one that didn't show up as well. Another reason why I wasn't as keen on using it in the bottom. And then lastly, Digital Beam, and kind of connect up. Now I'm going to just take a small little brush and kind of blend out the bottom, I think with Erg, our kind of lightest pink, just so that we don't have the most harsh of lines, and even grazing over our green a bit. I'm going to go back into Don't Freak and really brighten up my inner corner with it, and then make sure that So Mature kind of gets brought in a little bit underneath as well. Ooh, so fun, so fun. I am going to add a little bit of a brow bone highlight, I think with the color Bye Bye. Super kind of flaky shimmer, but ooh, she's definitely highlighted. And it does make me wonder if I want to add at all a little bit of the sheen here from Dear Diary in the center. I'm not sure, because I do love how bright and matte it is, and there is some strength in, I think, keeping it just a matte look. So I'm just gonna keep it a matte look. I am going to blend out my edges a little bit here and maybe kind of go in with more concealer as well, just so that we have, again, I want a really nice blend, especially the corners that I just added in, but it can be tricky with mattes to make it look super nice. So that's why kind of going in and patting with concealer in those areas can help sometimes make things look a little bit more crisp, even if you want it to look kind of so blown out like what I've got going for me. So I'm going to add some mascara and then we can come back and try on a little lippy. Yeah. And it is amazing what a good coat of mascara can do. Just with how bright it is so nice to have the contrasting kind of darkness of the lovely black mascara. I just adore it. So let's go in and try on one of these glosses. I guess we could probably do a little both, you know, a little both action and see. I can't imagine, like I said, that I'm really going to be seeing much of a difference when I put these on. Now, these do feel super cheap. Like, this is, quoting my friend here, like some Libby Lou kind of style glitter makeup looking situation. If y'all remember Libby Lou, definitely like a Claire's feel. Let's go on this half. Oh, these are also bubblegum scented. This is the Gordo, and then this is Ethan Craft. And what's interesting is it's just a sticker. Like, they didn't print on the tubes, so the tubes are probably all the same. Yeah, just different colors for like the caps, but they did not print. Okay, so you can see a slight shade difference, but I mean, barely. This is a little deeper and this is a little brighter, but I'm going to just kind of mix it together. It's very thick feeling, this gloss, and it is that kind of bubblegum scent, but I do feel that, ooh, oh my goodness, it like hits me in the back of my throat, no kidding. It is definitely kind of that plumping feeling, and this is not as, I've tried like grande lips and stuff that really irritate your lips. I don't like how this gloss sometimes pulls and gets stringy, but I'm not kidding. I feel like heat, almost kind of like a bright spark in the back of my throat. But look at, the gloss is a little too much. Let me kind of just blot it here. See if that's a little less product is better. I do like how shiny it is, and I don't mind glitter in my glosses, but oh, see it? I don't like that part, the sticky kind of-ness. I'm gonna blot one more time. But then it takes away a lot of the pretty shine when you blot. So I don't know how much you can really put on your lips without it being kind of a hassle. But a weird bubble gum mintiness that helps the plumping situation. That is kind of weird to me, I will say that. But overall, I did not really try much with the glitters. I don't know where I will best use the glitters. I don't know if I should like put some in my hair, put some on my cheeks. I mean, my cheeks already are glowing, honey. Like, they don't really need no more. But I'm not like the biggest glitter fanatic, but I know I will use these at some point for something fun because glitter is just fun after all. I will try out this lip scrub also. I've never tried ColourPop's lip scrub. And for the blushes, I'm assuming because I saw all the glitterness within the Your Magnifico, Magnifico. I don't know why I can't just remember Magnifico. Since it has so much of that glitter, it really does shine. I don't mind it, but I don't like seeing actual glitter flecks, and that is kind of true for Delish as well, as it has those same kind of glitter flecks. Perhaps they're not as deep or as dark. The ones within the deeper one look a bit more kind of cool toned, while the almost sparkle or pearlescence doesn't look as bad within Delish, so maybe that one would actually be a little bit better. As far as the glosses, kind of like what I just went through, they're fine. I would not go out of my way to purchase these. It is a weird kind of slap at the back of my throat that I get when putting these on, so there is some plumping action of some kind happening. If you are sensitive to that, I would definitely forego. If anything, kind of no surprise. I feel like this is what happens whenever people go and basically Disney goes and makes all these collections with ColourPop, and you're just like, dang, Disney, you know what you're doing with all this licensing. But they really do a great job with the palette. If anything, if you are looking at this, even if you don't like Lizzie, but you love this color story, grab this palette. This is fun. This is definitely pressed glitter. I will have put the swatches up earlier in the video. I will also do the swatches of the blushes just so you can see that, but this is really fun. This outfit Rememberer is a really interesting kind of duochrome shade, but really it's these on the bottom that I utilize mostly for the look on my eyes, and I just think that's so fun and bright. Like, I really enjoy something like this. Very spring, very summer. Can understand why they would want to launch this now. So if there's anything from this collection that I think is worth it, it is by far the palette. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this lovely look. I certainly had fun. I think this one is bright and summery and springy and all those things that I just truly enjoy about this kind and time of year. Welcome to April, everyone. So yeah, thank you again so much for being here. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself, and I will see you on the next one. Wherever you are and whatever you may be doing, I hope you're able to do something you love every single day. All right, bye. Dude, I think that plumping gloss is like making my nose run. She intense. Whew.